as well.
First chance to Judd Trump in this frame. And if the red goes when he pots the black, Ronnie might be sitting there for a while. Because this young man is full of confidence.
Eight. 9.
We're looking at just sheer natural ability and talent. That's what you're watching. Okay, years of practice, but this young left-hander was born to play snooker. As he overscrews his positional
60.
side of the shot. That's the red he should have been on, but he overdone it. This is much more difficult, and he's going to have to use the reds to try and get position. He's on the pink, though. He's been unlucky to cover the black. Pink goes, but he'd have to go in and out of balk to get back onto a red.
$23. 24.
Yeah, the feeling Ronnie's got, which I had when obviously when Ronnie came on the scene, is you're watching someone do to you what you've done to so many other players, and you're trying to think of ways to stop it.
$29.
I think the fact that he
30.
practices with Ronnie as well, sort of. I don't think he'd have any fear anyway if he didn't practice with Ronnie, but it certainly helps the situation. It's a little bit like your situation when you used to play with John Higgins, Stephen Maguire all the time. I think you helped them on tremendously when you played them in the big occasion. You still got to do it out in, as Cliff Thorburn used to call it, you got to do it when you're out there in the bear pit.
37. 38.
This just looks like a practice session there for Judd, doesn't it? Looks totally relaxed. Doesn't look under any pressure whatsoever. And to be fair, he's not been put under any pressure at the moment.
45.
Yeah, every chance now is going to be 4-0, but if you think about it, could quite easily have been 2 each. Ronnie missed the black off the spot, and then he didn't get the reds open when he had that 49 break. So it looks, for all the world, it'll be 4-0.
51.
But could quite easily have been 2-all. But this
52.
young man, he's fantastic to watch. And we heard Graham Dott at the top of the show saying that he doesn't watch that much snooker, but he wants to watch this one here.
$59. 60.
Couple more
65.
pots and we'll be off to the mid-session interval.
66.
It's like a stroll in the park at the moment for Judd Trump. In fact, we all are having a stroll in the park this week down through Alexandra Palace Park
74.
on the way to the venue. This magnificent venue that's hosting the Masters this year. And the crowds have been fantastic right the way through. That's
81.
the auditorium there. And there'll be a few shocked spectators that wouldn't have expected this 4-0 to Judd Trump.
89. 90.
This young player's had 143 centuries in his career. He's only been a pro 6 years. 35 centuries last year,
97.
33 already this year. He's a potting machine, isn't he?
Judd will know the highest break is 139. So needs a black with his final red for the 140.
105.
Trust you, Mr. Hendry, to think
106.
about that. There's £15,000 for the high break. You always liked to nick a few quid, didn't you? That was the 10th century in this year's
130.
Masters. And 140
115.
would take a little bit of beating, I would think.
But this is power snooker.
118.
What's going through Ronnie's mind?
122.
He's got a lot of respect and admiration for Judd Trump. This is the sort of thing that he's done on many, many occasions.
$127.
And that's perfectly played.
$133.
What a fabulous clearance from young Judd Trump.
Judd Trump.
Absolutely incredible. He's made the highest break in this year's Masters, and he puts himself in line for that £15,000 prize. But more important for him, he leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 4 frames to 0.
Well, Ronnie did hit back after the interval to go 4-1 behind. Judd took the next to move 5-1 in front and within 1 frame of the semi-final. But facing the exit door, this is O'Sullivan's response in frame 7. What about this? A 1-4-1. Take that. Ronnie has bettered Judd's tournament best by a point. He is now in line for the 15,000 rather high break prize. Great effort from Ronnie. 1-4-1. But it's only 1 frame and he still cannot afford to make a single mistake going forward. Into frame 8, Ronnie ahead by 54 points.
That's careless. To catch the blue. It's a bit like the break-off shot. You say, whatever you do, don't catch that blue.
Yeah, just didn't get into the cue ball enough with enough bottom and right hand side.
What?
So comes to the table 54-0 down. Great first red. You'd think there's at least 30 odd points here available without having to play the difficult reds.
Well, we did say that Judd was looking for 1 chance to close this match out. It is a chance. He's a long way behind, but it is a chance.
$5.
And although he's playing position for these open reds all the time, maybe looking for angles, looking for opportunities to take these 2 reds on the left side cushion off, make them into potable positions. If this pink goes in the blue spot, he may choose to play the top red and take the red
11.
off the cushion. It's near the nearest to middle pocket. Sure to be on the pink. Oh, he's missed the cannon.
12. 80.
Being a left-hander, one of the reds that's safe on the side cushion, the one that's just slightly away from the cushion, is not too badly placed for Judd. If he could drop in behind it, it's the other one near the middle pocket that's the bigger problem.
He's looking at the angle, potting this red and screwing back and taking the red that's closest to the middle pocket off the cushion. The only problem with taking reds off while potting reds is if the white sticks on the side cushion, it's going to have a really tough pot in the colour. So I myself think the shot is to follow through for the black. Nope, not taking my advice.
19.
Well, maybe you should have taken your advice, Stephen, but we'll find out shortly. See, that's the shot he plays so well. He hardly hits that, and the action he gets on the cue ball, it's just effortless. Where you're looking right down the cue and stop and then spin back.
23.
Now he can take that red off. The more difficult one, if he drops the black in, I think it's a natural angle just to flick that red out.
Yeah, I think the previous shot when I said I wouldn't play it, it's because I didn't have Judd Trump's cue power.
Now, the other red I mentioned wasn't too bad for Judd being a left-hander. The one he's moved doesn't pass the green. If this shot up the cushion goes in, it could put Judd Trump into the semi-final. This is key. And it's there.
31.
There was a couple of reds safe. Ronnie thought there might have been a little bit of insurance. But when you've got this young man's talent, and even the blue for a left-hander is not difficult.
38. $39.
Well, showing a lot of character here. He watched Ronnie O'Sullivan make a break of 141 and start this with a break of 54.
Yeah, I like the way he's taking this break.
45.
Great killer instinct. As you said, two safe reds. It was half a chance to start with,
47.
but he knew it was a chance to win the match, and he's taken it.
Well, he's just been outplayed today. He made a great effort. There was a couple of frames key where he could have won. He was 4-0 down at the mid-session interval. Could have been 2 each, but you can't take anything away from this sensational player from Bristol, who was based in Romford and practices with Ronnie O'Sullivan.
59.
Looks like it's the end of this year's Masters for Ronnie O'Sullivan. It was a spirited fight back. That magnificent break of 141 kept him in it. But in the end, it's Judd Trump who has been the more consistent player, congratulated by Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's been a fabulous display of snooker from this young man. The rising star of snooker gets